Hi viewers, welcome back again to one more other lecture session from this channel. So in this lecture session we will be studying regarding role of microbes in the production of biogas in detail. So here prior to the explanation of the specific mechanism which is involved in the production of biogas, at first let us have a look on the term known as biogas. So here what is biogas? Biogas, it is a mixture of various gaseous components like methane, carbon dioxide and as well as hydrogen sulfide. So in general, biogas, it can be successfully produced in case of biogas plant by taking the advantage of certain organic materials. Is it clear? So let me write it on the board. Biogas is a mixture of various gaseous components like methane, carbon dioxide and as well as hydrogen sulfide. So here all these are the various gaseous components of biogas. So in general, biogas, it can be successfully produced in case of biogas plant by taking the advantage of certain organic materials. So here what are the various organic materials which are most commonly used for the production of biogas? Here the various organic materials like food scraps and as well as bio waste, they are most commonly used for the production of biogas. So let me write it here. The various organic materials like food scraps and as well as bio waste. So here bio waste, it is an association of both the plant waste and as well as animal waste. Bio waste, it is an association of both the plant waste and as well as animal waste. So here all these are the various organic materials which are most commonly used for regulating the production of biogas. So here we need to understand how these specific organic materials, they play an important role in regulating the production of biogas. In order to understand how these organic materials, they play an important role in regulating the production of biogas, here we can take the advantage of many of the common examples. If we consider the preparation of cheese, in the preparation of cheese and as well as production of specific alcoholic beverages, and in the same way preparation of specific food items like idli and as well as dosa. So here in order to regulate the production of all these components, the specific microbe which is most commonly used, here it is nothing but what? Yeast. Yeast, by taking the advantage of glucose as the carbon energy source, it is capable to induce the production of ethanol or alcohol and in addition one molecule of carbon dioxide. So just look at here. Yeast, by taking the advantage of glucose as the carbon energy source, it is capable to induce the production of ethanol or alcohol and in addition one molecule of carbon dioxide. Then in the same way, if we consider one more other example, let us consider one more other microbe which is nothing but Clostridium. Clostridium, in order to induce the production of butyric acid, it takes the advantage of amino acids and as well as peptides. So let me write it here. Clostridium, it is the specific microbe which takes the advantage of amino acids and as well as peptides. Amino acids and as well as peptides in order to induce the production of butyric acid. Butyric acid. Likewise, the above mentioned examples, if we consider one more other anaerobic microbe which is nothing but methanogen. Methanogen, by taking the advantage of cellulose as the carbon energy source, it is capable to induce the production of biogas. So just look at here. Cellulose as the carbon energy source. It is most commonly used by anaerobic microbe which is nothing but methanogen. Methanogens, they take the advantage of cellulose as the carbon energy source in order to induce the production of biogas. Biogas is produced here. So here, by taking the advantage of all these examples, here what we can predict here, the various gaseous components which are most commonly produced in case of all these examples, it remains vary according to the specific microbe which is used, and in addition the specific organic material which is most commonly utilized by all these microbes. According to the specific microbe and as well as according to the specific organic material which is utilized by all these microbes, the various components which are most commonly produced, it remains vary. So here the particular methanogens, they are not only responsible for regulating the production of biogas, and even the particular methanogens, they play an important role in regulating the sewage water treatment. So let me write it here. Methanogens are responsible for regulating sewage water treatment. Sewage water treatment. Sewage water treatment, right? And in addition, the particular anaerobic microbes which are nothing but methanogens, they are not only responsible for regulating the production of biogas in case of the biogas plant, and even the particular anaerobic microbes which are nothing but methanogens, they are also responsible for regulating the production of biogas in case of certain ruminant animals like cow and buffalo, and even in case of humans. Is it clear? Methanogens. So let me write it here. Methanogens regulate the production of biogas in case of ruminant animals. In case of ruminant animals. Ruminant animals, and as well as in case of humans. So here we need to understand the carbon energy source which is most commonly used by these specific anaerobic microbes like methanogens. So in case of ruminant animals like cow and buffalo, most commonly the anaerobic microbes like methanogens, they take the advantage of cellulose as the carbon energy source. But whereas in case of humans, the intestinal methanogens, they won't take the advantage of cellulose as the carbon energy source, because in the digestive system of humans, here there is no availability of a specific enzyme termed as cellulase. Cellulase is the specific enzyme which is responsible for regulating the hydrolysis of cellulose into smaller oligosaccharides and as well as smaller polysaccharides. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Cellulase, it is the specific enzyme which is responsible for converting cellulose into smaller oligosaccharides. Smaller oligosaccharides and as well as polysaccharides. So here, because of the lack of an enzyme termed as cellulase, the intestinal methanogens in case of humans, they won't take the advantage of cellulose as the carbon energy source. in order to induce the production of biogas. But whereas in case of certain ruminant animals like cow and buffalo, most commonly the anaerobic microbes, which are nothing but methanogens, they take the advantage of cellulose as the carbon energy source in order to induce the production of biogas. And if we look at the overview of the biogas plant, basically the particular biogas plant, it contains various components. So here what are the various components of biogas plant here? The various components of biogas plant, they include concrete tank. Is it clear? So let me arrange the things here. So here, if we consider the various components of the biogas plant, as already mentioned, the particular biogas plant, it contains various components. So here, what are the various components of the biogas plant here? The various components of the biogas plant, they include concrete tank, which is having around 10 to 15 feet depth. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but what? The concrete tank. In general, the particular concrete tank, it remains submerged beneath the soil surface, so that here there is no chance for the entry of oxygen. Only under anaerobic conditions, the particular methanogenic bacteria, they are capable to oxidize the organic material. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but what? The concrete tank. And in addition to the concrete tank, even the particular biogas plant, it contains one more other specific component, which is nothing but floating cover. So here it is nothing but what? The floating cover, right? So once when the accumulation of the biogas production, once when it successfully takes place in case of the concrete tank, because of the oxidation of the organic material by taking the advantage of anaerobic microbes, under such condition, the particular floating cover in general, it moves towards the upward direction. Movement of the floating cover towards the upward direction, it acts as an indication for the production of biogas in case of the concrete tank. Is it clear? And in addition to the floating cover, even the particular biogas plant, it contains one more other specific component, which is nothing but gaseous outline. So here what is the role of the gaseous outline here? The particular gaseous outline, it is responsible for collecting the particular biogas. So here the particular biogas which produces in case of the concrete tank, it is carried out to the nearby houses by taking the advantage of a specific gaseous outline. Is it clear? And in addition to the gaseous outline, here there is an availability of one more other specific outlet, which is responsible for collecting the spent slurry. Is it clear? After the successful production of the biogas in case of the concrete tank, here the particular biogas, it is carried out to the nearby houses by taking the advantage of a specific gaseous outline. So here after the successful oxidation of the organic material in case of the concrete tank, the particular remnant which is successfully produced in case of the concrete tank, it is collected as spent slurry. Is it clear? So here it is nothing but what? Spent slurry. The particular spent slurry, it is collected into a specific outlet. And here the particular spent slurry, it is most commonly used as biofertilizer in order to enhance the crop yield and as well as development. Is it clear? And if we look at the basic mechanism or the basic process of the biogas production in case of the biogas plant, initially cow dung, once when it is mixed with water, now here it is termed as what? Slurry like appearance of cow dung. So let me write it here. Slurry like appearance. Slurry like appearance of cow dung. So here the slurry like appearance of cow dung, here it is nothing but what? It is because of mixing of the cow dung with water. So once when the particular cow dung, once when it is mixed with water, it leads to the formation of slurry like appearance of cow dung. And in addition with the slurry like appearance of cow dung, even the particular bio waste and as well as food scraps, they are successfully subjected to the concrete tank by taking the advantage of a specific outlet. So here by taking the advantage of a specific outlet, all the specific organic materials, they are successfully subjected to the specific concrete tank. Is it clear? So here once when all these organic materials, once when they are successfully subjected to the concrete tank by taking the advantage of a specific outlet. Now here the particular organic material, it successfully oxidizes in case of the concrete tank by taking the advantage of specific anaerobic microbes which are nothing but methanogenic bacteria. So once when the particular methanogenic bacteria, once when they oxidize the organic material, now here it leads to the formation of what? Biogas. So here the particular biogas which successfully produces in case of the concrete tank, it is carried out to the nearby houses by taking the advantage of a specific gaseous outline. So here the particular gaseous outline, it is responsible for carrying out the biogas to the nearby houses in order to regulate various commercial purposes. Is it clear? So here after the successful oxidation of the organic material by taking the advantage of anaerobic microbes like methanogens, now here the particular remnant which produces, it is collected by taking the advantage of one specific outlet, and here it is termed as what? Spent slurry. Is it clear? So this is the basic overview of the biogas production in case of the biogas plant. And right now we will be studying regarding the particular mechanism or the particular process which is involved in the production of biogas in case of the biogas plant. Is it clear? So let me arrange the things here. So if we look at the basic mechanism or the basic process which is involved in the production of biogas in case of the biogas plant, initially complex organic materials, they are successfully subjected into the concrete tank in order to regulate the production of biogas. So let me write it here. Complex organic material. Complex organic material. So here the complex organic material, it contains various chemical components like cellulose, pectin, and as well as protein. So here all these are the various chemical components of the complex organic material. So initially the complex organic material, it successfully turns into simpler material by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism or a specific process which is nothing but what? Decomposition. So here it is nothing but what? Decomposition, right? Decomposition. Decomposition, or in other terms, here we can consider it as solubilization. Solubilization. So here by taking the advantage of decomposition, complex organic material, it successfully turns into simpler material. Simpler material. And if you look at the particular decomposition mechanism which is responsible for converting the complex organic material into simpler material, basically the particular decomposition mechanism, it contains 5 different stages. Is it clear? Decomposition, it contains 5 different stages. So what are those? The very first one is fragmentation. Fragmentation. The next one is microbial leaching. Microbial leaching. The next one is catabolism. Catabolism. The next one is humification. Humification. And the last one is nothing but what? Mineralization. Is it clear? So here what exactly happens in case of the fragmentation here? In case of the fragmentation mechanism, as the name itself suggests, the complex organic material, it successfully turns into simpler minute molecules. Is it clear? And here in order to regulate the fragmentation mechanism, here the particular mechanism or the particular process, it takes the advantage of specific detrivorous organisms like earthworms. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Fragmentation, it takes the advantage of specific detrivorous organisms like earthworms. detrivorous organisms like earthworms. So here, by taking the advantage of specific detrivorous organisms like earthworms, here the complex organic material, it successfully turns into minute molecules or smaller fragments here. And here it is nothing but what? Fragmentation. So during the fragmentation, smaller or the very minute fragments are obtained from the complex organic material. So here, after the successful availability of minute organic materials or the minute fragments during the fragmentation mechanism, so here within the minute fragments there is an availability of many number of organic nutrients and as well as inorganic nutrients. So here the organic nutrients which are a part of minute fragments, they are successfully isolated or they are successfully separated by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism or a specific process, which is nothing but what? Microbial leaching. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Smaller fragments which are successfully obtained during the fragmentation mechanism, it contains many number of organic nutrients and as well as inorganic nutrients. So here the organic nutrients which are a part of the smaller fragments, they are successfully isolated by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism termed as what? Microbial leaching. Is it clear? Microbial leaching. So let me write it here. Organic nutrients are isolated by microbial leaching. So here what exactly happens in case of microbial leaching here? In order to understand the specific microbial leaching mechanism, here we can take the advantage of one of the common examples. So here let us we consider the iron pyrite, right? FeS2. So once when the particular ferrous, when it remains in association with S2, the particular ferrous, it is insoluble in water. And here in order to isolate or here in order to separate the particular ferrous from the S2, in general, there is a requirement of a specific microbe, and here it is termed as what? Thiobacillus peroxidans. Once when the particular ferrous, when it remains in association with S2, the particular ferrous, it is insoluble in water. But once when the particular ferrous, when it is separated from the S2, it is capable to soluble in water. In order to isolate or in order to separate the particular Fe from the S2, here there is a requirement of a specific microbe termed as what? Thiobacillus peroxidans. Is it clear? Thiobacillus peroxidans. Thiobacillus peroxidans. Thiobacillus peroxidans, it is the specific microbe which is responsible for isolating or for separating the ferrous from the S2. And here it is termed as what? Microbial leaching. And even here we can apply the same concept here. In order to isolate or in order to separate the organic nutrients from the smaller fragments, here the particular microbial leaching mechanism, it takes the advantage of specific microbes. Is it clear? So here after the successful isolation or the separation of organic nutrients from the smaller fragments, now here the particular smaller fragments, even they also contain many number of inorganic nutrients. So here the inorganic nutrients which are a part of the smaller fragments, they are successfully isolated by taking the advantage of specific enzymes of specific saprophytic organisms and as well as some of the detrivorous organisms like earthworms. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Inorganic nutrients which are a part of the smaller fragments, they are successfully isolated by taking the advantage of bacteria and even fungi. Is it clear? Most commonly bacteria and as well as fungi, they are used. So here by taking the advantage of specific enzymes of bacteria and as well as fungi, the inorganic nutrients which are a part of the smaller fragments, they are successfully isolated here. So here after the successful isolation of organic nutrients and as well as inorganic nutrients from the smaller fragments, then in the very next step what exactly happens is humification occurs. Humification. So here what is humification here? The specific organic nutrients and as well as inorganic nutrients, they undergo further oxidation. Is it clear? So once when the organic nutrients and as well as inorganic nutrients, once when they undergo further oxidation by taking the advantage of microbes, now here it leads to the formation of an dark color colloidal like substance which is nothing but what? Humus. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Organic and inorganic nutrients. Inorganic nutrients, once when they are oxidized by taking the advantage of microbes, now here it leads to the formation of a dark color colloidal substance, and here it is nothing but what? Humus. So here the specific mechanism or the specific process through which production of humus here it takes place, here it is termed as what? Humification. In order to regulate the humification, most commonly the detrivorous organisms like earthworms, they play an important role. So here after the successful formation of humus during the humification mechanism, now here the particular humus, it undergoes further oxidation in order to yield many number of minerals. And here the specific mechanism through which the particular humus, it is capable to undergo oxidation in order to yield many number of minerals. Here it is termed as what? Mineralization. Is it clear? So let me write it here. From the humus, many number of minerals are obtained. And here the specific mechanism or the specific process through which minerals are obtained from the particular oxidized humus, here it is termed as what? Mineralization. So in this way, the complex organic material, it successfully turns into simpler material by taking the advantage of decomposition. So here all these things are not required for you in the NEET examination. So just to enhance your level of understanding, just to boost up your level of understanding, I am explaining all these things for you. Is it clear? So here in this way, by taking the advantage of the decomposition mechanism, complex organic material, it successfully turns into simpler material. Now here, the particular simpler material, it is capable to induce the production of organic acid by taking the advantage of one more other mechanism which is nothing but what? Acidogenesis. Is it clear? So let me write it here. So let me erase the things here. Simpler material, it is capable to induce the production of organic acid by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism termed as acidogenesis. Acidogenesis, it is the specific mechanism through which production of organic acid takes place from the simpler molecules like glucose and as well as amino acids. So here the particular glucose, so let me write it here, glucose and as well as amino acids, they act as a source for the production of certain organic acids. And here the particular mechanism, it is termed as what? Acidogenesis. In case of acidogenesis, the simpler molecules like glucose and as well as amino acids, they are capable to induce the production of organic acid. And here in order to regulate the production of organic acid, here there is a requirement of a specific microbe which is nothing but what? Acetobacter. Is it clear? So let me write it here. Acetobacter. So here Acetobacter, it is the specific microbe which is responsible for regulating the production of a specific organic acid termed as acetic acid. Acetic acid. So once when the particular acetic acid, once when it is successfully formed during the acidogenesis mechanism, basically the particular acetic acid, it is having a specific chemical formula termed as CH3COOH. Is it clear? CH3COOH. Now here from the particular acetic acid, it acts as a source for the production of biogas by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism termed as methanogenesis. Is it clear? By taking the advantage of a specific mechanism termed as methanogenesis, here the production of biogas takes place. Production of biogas. So here basically the particular biogas, it contains methane and as well as carbon dioxide, right? Methane and as well as carbon dioxide. So here the particular methane and as well as carbon dioxide, they are successfully obtained from where? From the acetic acid, right? Within the acetic acid, there is an availability of methane and as well as carbon dioxide. So here from the particular acetic acid, here the production of biogas takes place by taking the advantage of a specific mechanism termed as methanogenesis. In order to regulate the methanogenesis mechanism, here there is a requirement of specific anaerobic microbes like methanogenic bacteria. Is it clear? Methanogenic bacteria or methanobacterium. So here in this way, by taking the advantage of methanobacterium or methanobacteria, production of biogas takes place from a specific organic acid. Is it clear? So here we need to appreciate the role of microbes in regulating the production of biogas. So in comparison with cities and as well as towns, in case of villages, the number of cattle, it remains significantly higher. Because of the higher availability of the cattle in case of villages, in comparison with cities and as well as towns, the availability of the biogas plant, it also remains significantly higher in case of villages in comparison with cities and as well as towns. So in India, for the very first time, the technology of the biogas production, it was first launched by Indian Agricultural Research Institute and as well as Khadi and as well as Villages Industries Commission. Is it clear? So let me write it here. The technology of biogas production in India, it was first launched by Indian Agricultural Research Institute, IARI, right? And as well as Khadi and Villages Industries Commission. Villages Industries Commission. So here in order to have a basic idea regarding the production of biogas in case of the biogas plant, here we can visit a nearby biogas plant and even we can engage with the people who are in association with the production of biogas in case of the biogas plant. Is it clear? So here this is regarding the role of microbes in regulating the production of biogas in detail. So here I hope that this video will help you a lot. So if you like this video, just hit the like button and share it to your friends.